Yeah.
And the men are beginning to reveal themselves, and not always in a good way.
You have somebody check up at home.
If someone waits for me back home, I'm going home too. That's how I.
Red flag on the play. Red flag on the play. Sir, the question is very easy, very direct. Red flag on the play. Listen, we're talking to you guys about Love Experiment Season 1, Episode 1, and we're dealing specifically with Paige and talking, obviously, also about her date with Isaac. And I want to break it down because sometimes some people are too pretty to be humble, and some people are too pretty to be sensible. And this is one of the biggest red flags you have to understand. Paige found Isaac to be very, very attractive. And in doing so, he understood that he had a little bit of power in that situation, but he tried to be a little bit too mysterious and try to play it off like answering the question in the most quote unquote hypothetical way, which really wasn't a hypothetical in actually sense. But we're going to break it all the way down, just her particular date. So if you're interested, make sure you do me a massive favor. You're liking, you're sharing, you're subscribing, you're clicking on the bell button for notification on the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. I got tongue twisted there for a second. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because streets out there are hot. Let's get into this. Let's talk a little bit about red flags and talk about why I believe this was the right decision for from our dear sis Paige to remove Isaac from the date, because in all honesty, there was a lot of things that were going on in that moment. When I asked you a simple question about whether you got somebody at home, don't give me a hypothetical. Right, that's intentional deflection, and that's part of the dark arts in the game that you play when you're trying to be a little bit too mysterious, a bit too funny, and it doesn't come off well. You're too good looking to be this not sensible. You know what I mean? But we're going to break it down. We're going to get to that point. First off, I want to go all the way to the beginning because I want to start with Paige and break it down on the information that we got a little bit more about Paige, because she kind of gave us a little bit more insight into who she was. And I want to bring that to your attention as well. Let's just bring this up as well and have this sort of question.
Paige, I am a host. I have my own management consulting business. I am a complete hopeless romantic. I feel like I've always had my heart broken. But
let's pause it right there. First and foremost, she tells us she's a hopeless romantic and has always had her heart broken. I want to be very, very clear with you and very honest. Whenever people tell me they're a hopeless romantic, what it really means is you believe in Delulu land. Yeah, let's keep it a buck, let's keep it real. You believe in the fantasy of love. You believe in the rom-com love. You believe in the TV series love. You believe in the Hollywood love. You believe in the thrills of love. But you don't always live in the reality of what love actually entails. It means you want to feel good. And the problem with that is when you are so invested in your feelings, you don't live in the reality of what you're actually seeing right in front of you. And this is why you get hurt. She gets hurt because she keeps living in her feelings. Feelings. You get me? Yeah. So when you are somebody who's a hopeless romantic and it's okay, but you need to understand there has to be a balance. You got to know when to no longer be in the place of the Lulu and living in fantasy and wanting things to feel good, and then only doing things that feel good. And that's how people get into these toxic cycles, because people get addicted to the feeling. Right? The person does something wrong, you forgive them, they come back, you feel good because you've forgiven them, you get back on this cycle of going back high and get back low, go back high and go back low. And it's all about what? Feelings. Hopeless romantics oftentimes are often that way entailed. And I think she wanted to say a little bit more. Let's listen a bit more.
this experiment is about finding true love. Woo!
So as you went on to say, like I said, this experiment is about finding true love. So I love that she was able to give us that piece of information, because it makes us understand where she is coming from before we get to Isaac. Because the reason why she chose Isaac was because, number one, he's a very good looking dude. Let's not lie. The boy is handsome. Okay. He got good hair, good set of teeth, good face. You know what I mean? He's tall, he's got abs, he's a fireman. It's working for him. You know what I mean? Like, I can see why she chose him. Right. But as she went deeper, which is really important, as she went deeper, she could not adhere to her feelings. She had to adhere to what the facts were on the table. We're going to get there in a second or two. Like I said, when it comes to people who are hopeless romantics, they usually often deal in the naivete, and they like to live in that land because it gives them an excuse to being lazy about vetting the person. I'm so sorry. I know you probably are a hopeless romantic watching this, but your naivete is your excuse. Like the whole world, I just want to believe in the good of people. I just want to believe that people are good, and like the reality of the situation is people are bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't live in I just want to hope that people are good. Like, I'm one of those people that, not hopeless romantic, but one of those people that, likes to believe in the good of people, right? So let's give people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to me interacting with them. That's how I got robbed of 5K. Yeah, that's how someone conned me for £5,000 because I didn't want to vet. I wanted to go by the feelings. So I trust you. And if I trust you, then I don't need to vet you. No, I need to vet you because it's not based on feelings. Money didn't come by my feelings. It came by hard work. And so I need to vet you when I'm going into relationships, when I'm dealing with my money, when I'm dealing with any type of business. I need to vet you and make sure that you are a person of the character that I require or I need to be around. Okay. Let's get another thing. Another thing about hopeless romantics is they fall really, really deep. And the reason why, and I think she said this actually, she said herself, she falls really, really deep. And the reason why people fall in deep when they're hopeless romantics is because they oftentimes give their all, right? And when they give their all, it's again based on feelings. It's not about the factual aspect of love. When we talk about love and understanding that love has an aspect of feelings, yes, but it gets to a point where you have to make a choice. It becomes an obligation and a duty. Okay, all right. It's a type of love. The feelings is one thing, right? You've got the eros, the ludos, the storage, the agape, the different types of Greek love that they talk about, right? I love the way they break it down. And there's one that talks about obligation and duty, and I can't remember which one it's called now, right? But that's also a part of understanding love. So when people say they fall really deep, I'm one of those people that said that. And when I was doing my notes, I was like, I need to stop saying that, because what is falling really deep? Other people fall deep. You know what I mean? If you're in love, you're in deep. But the reality is, what we're saying is, you're so deep that you're probably willing to accept certain things you shouldn't accept. You're so deep that you're willing to have disrespect. You're so deep that you can't say yes, you can't say no. You're so deep that you begin to serve the other person to a point of detriment to you. That's what you mean by you fall deep. Once you're in, you're in. Okay, and I get it. Listen, I wanted to bring that out. Okay, now as I said, this is one of my big points. I think is important, right? I want to bring this point up as well because she let us know that she thought old boy was a good looking dude, and this is where we have to start breaking stuff down. I hope that you guys will get this point and not take it the wrong way.
So cheers.
Cheers. I want my own winery one day.
Really? Mm-hmm. I visited a winery when I went to DR. It was amazing.
Sorry, I missed it.
He seems to have a great energy, and he is fine. F-Y-N-E. Fine.
Now, that's great. Nothing wrong with that at all. I want you to find somebody attractive. In fact, we have a saying on this channel: don't choose me if you don't think I'm fine. Don't choose me, don't think I'm good looking. Don't choose me if you're not attracted to me, yeah? I don't want to see you do that whole, I can grow to like you. I don't want to see you grow to do anything. I want you to like me from the jump. If you don't, there's other women out there that fancy me straight from the jump. Like I fancy other women out there straight from the jump. I don't want to have for you to suffer and grow in that attraction, because you can grow very much out of it. What you like is what you like. Now, she says he's fine, right? With an F-Y-N. Now, that's a good starting point, because what that means is you must now be very much aware. If you're somebody who finds this person really attractive, you need to be very aware. Aware of what? Well, you need to be aware of the fact that as you find this person super attractive, you got to be very careful that you do not over or undercompensate for this person's attractiveness. Over in terms of you're so overwhelmed by the person's attractiveness that you're trying to make up, you're trying to almost, do the most because you find them attractive. Like you go overboard, right? And you get consumed by their beauty. And then you can go under it, because when you feel like you are insecure about their beauty, you begin to try and do things to grapple power back, because you can feel yourself being maneuvered, moved, changed, influenced to do something that is scaring you, right? And so what happens is that person can end up being actually toxic towards you, because they're actually trying to keep the power in the relationship. Why? Because they're scared that if they don't control you or control themselves, what's going to happen is they're going to fall flat being controlled by your beauty. They will have no power over you. You will have power over them. It's an insecurity, right? So someone being that good looking, it's really important that you pay attention and you be objective about your connection with that particular person. Be objective, right? There was a little bit more to show you as well on this, and we'll finish on that red flag. I don't want to go too long now. Okay, let's get this. Here we go.
Yeah, they're all great guys. But do they have what we have? Do they have that connection? Do they have similar goals?
I don't know. I haven't checked yet.
You have exactly. Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, player, I hate you, brother. He's a player and he's smart with it. Look, let's keep it real. Connection is real. He's right. Connection is real. And the problem with connection is if that person's got connection but no compatibility, do not settle. Sometimes people give in to the connection over the compatibility. Again, based on what? Feelings. And when you have that feelings, that aspect of your relationship can overshadow the fact that compatibility wise, you're not compatible. There is no compatible energy between the two of you, right? And so, you know, the reality of the situation. Sorry, I've got my food coming through. The reality of the situation is that when you get to a place where feelings are overriding your objectivity to actually begin to vet this person, you are in a dangerous place. So yes, have feelings, have connection. It's important. We want chemistry. But that brother there started using that thing as a way of getting her to try and make her change her mind, just in case she was going to boot him off the date. So he tried to reach back for the, oh, we got a connection. You know what I mean? Rather than, hey, hold on, we're actually compatible here. Look at the things that you like and the things that I like. Look at the vision. Look at the things that we're actually compatible, long-term goals. He didn't go for that. He went for connection. Why? Because people are often what? They're often twizzled by the connection. They're twizzled by the what? The feeling of something feeling good. Okay? Now, I want to end on this last note. Where he talks about, you know, where he talks about, sorry, the food can come in, where he talks about obviously the question, right? Let me see if I can get it up. The question for you guys. Okay, we're gonna get it here. All right, let's get it up for you guys. Okay, here we go. So, yeah. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look.
Great answer.
I'm not here to play around.
My intention for me to come in here was to find something real.
Now he says his intention was to here come and find something real, but in actual reality, when the question was asked, the question was simply this: is there somebody waiting for you when you get at home? And instead of answering the question, what he actually went on to say is, you know, I can't remember the actual answer, but it was, and I'll play the clip in a second for you guys so that you can actually see it, right? The answer he gave was this hypothetical answer, like, you know, if there was someone waiting at home, I will be going home with you. That was actually his answer. And I'm confused about why would your answer be, if there was somebody at home, I would go home with you. That told me everything I needed to know. That's why I said it's a red flag, because there is somebody at home. There is somebody waiting for you at home. And I don't think necessarily in terms of relationship, but there's women out there that you know that are waiting for you to try and say yes. Maybe you're playing some chicks. Maybe you got them on a roster. Maybe you got some girls that actually want you, but you've not given them any attention. Who knows? But there's probably some people waiting for you, but you answered in a hypothetical way. Why not straightforward? Why are you playing games? Because you're trying to be mysterious. You're trying to do too much, right? You're trying to do too much. Let me just go scoot it slightly back so we can get it. So I think it was at 33:30 was the actual question. There we go.
That's how I see it, because they could be waiting for something that may never happen. They had their chance.
Somebody
Sorry,
waiting for you at home.
If someone waiting for me back home, I ain't coming back if I'm going home too.
Hey! People like that, when they answer questions like that, it's a politician's answer. That's what we call it. We call that a politician's answer. And a politician's answer means don't answer the question directly, come at it sideways so that the person gets then distracted by the actual real answer, get distracted by the fact you haven't answered the real answer. And now they're in a place where they're trying to fight the straw man or the fallacy, right? And so the argument becomes about something that's completely irrelevant to the actual question that's actually needing to be asked. It should be about, do you have somebody at home? Yes or no? Now, he does come out eventually after and say, no, there's nobody waiting for me. But why did you answer hypothetically? And then to even to explain his answer, and this is why I knew that he had lost it at this point.
When I'm asking these questions about something about somebody being at home or...
So you would have been content if I would have just gave you a straight answer?
You would have been content if I gave you a straight answer. Yeah, you would have been. Why do you think that she wouldn't have been content with that? You're projecting your insecurity on her. Why would you think she wouldn't be content with that? Why are you pre-assuming that she would not be okay with you releasing an answer that says straight up, there's nobody waiting for me at home? Now she might have said, are you sure? And then you said yes, that's it, boom, you go. Why are you preempting what she's going to say? Have you had other women who do that to you? Maybe that's the reason why, but you're preempting. And at that point, I was understanding of why she said red flag. And I said, yeah, I get it, you know? And this is why I want to end this final point, because I felt like it got to a point where he knew that they were going to go on that they had to make a choice about a date, or whether he's going to be kicked off and another person will come in. Listen to his answer here.
Easy. I know there's plenty of gentlemen out there. They're all great guys. But do they have what we have? Do they have that connection? Do they have similar goals?
I don't know. I haven't checked yet.
Exactly.
Curiosity killed him. Now, he obviously starts saying about, and actually his answer later on actually goes on to say he wants more time, right, with her. He wants to have more time with her. Why? Because he wants to play in her face? Yeah, he wants to play in her face, right? Like, look, when you get your red flag and you get your signal, when you get your signal, you know what signal it is. You get a signal and you know that you're not supposed to give that person any more time. Leave them alone. Do not give that person more time to play in your face, because when they play in your face, that's when you start to fall. Red flag on a play. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads. Guys, we want to appreciate you guys. Help us get to 100K. We're trying to reach that level, and we need your help as well. So if you haven't done so already, please like, share, subscribe to this channel as well. Much love, much appreciation, and we'll see you again soon. Sometimes some people are too pretty to be sensible. It is what it is, baby.